Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randall Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
Now we're in business.
All right, we're in business. What's up? So we're live? We're live.
Yes, fuck's sake.
All right.
It is Saturday night.
Yeah, we are
isn't
a
it?
little early. Do you want to tweet it and tell them all we're
Early?
out 'cause we got millions?
I was supposed to be 9 o'clock. That's right.
Yeah, I know that people will be coming in.
I forgot. Well, we started talking in the green room, and the worst part about when you're in a green room or something like this and you get ready, some of the best stuff happens in the green room, and you really can't recreate it.
No.
So,
Well, I mean, we can just go into the conversation. I mean, right now we are this group here. We're the ones that created Podcast of the Roundtable, so we're just talking shit about figuring it out together and how we're going to move forward because we got the All Stars to pick. We won't pick those until we hit 9 o'clock, but we've never hit it. We're transparent. We're just trying to figure it out. We're trying to decide how we want to do this competition.
Because the next one is supposed to be, which I'm really excited about. It's Larry, Amy Lyle,
Yep.
Brooke, and I.
Yep.
And I'm excited about that because it's two comedians. And I really felt like the last time we did the show halfway through, I feel like I realized my computer, I had accidentally unplugged it, and halfway through the recording, it shut off. So
Yeah.
it just ruined the rest of my show. And it was one of the worst ones I've ever done.
Well, I'll be honest with you, John. I didn't notice it live, and then when I listened back to it, I told Brooke, I said, nope, I can tell right when it went. And because, your first two were so strong. I mean, no one would blame you. I would probably have just quit.
Wow.
Had my shit went down, I'd just thrown up a peace sign and been like, you know what, fuck it.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing was, I
that's
knew that
tough.
I was going to have to put a show out, and in my mind, I was trying to figure out how am I going to do this without a recording because I didn't
Yeah.
have time to get back in and set everything up, and I wasn't sure. So it took me. It kind of my mind was like I split. I started thinking about how I'm going to record and edit the show, and then try to keep up with everybody else. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll tell you what, that last Podcast of the Roundtable was a very strong group too. I mean, Chris Wutsky and Doug. Of course, Doug went on his show. I should have won. Big sissy.
Well, what I liked about what Doug said, and I think he talked about it on his episode a little, was that it was harder than he thought.
Yeah, it is.
A lot harder. I mean, I can only imagine. I've never competed on it, but I think if somebody popped a question on me that I had no fucking idea, I'd be like, I don't know.
Sometimes, all right, so there's two different things that you have to worry about. Number one is the question, all right? So then you're like, okay, you ask the question like, all right, I'm great. But now I go third or fourth.
Yeah.
Now I got to worry about somebody taking my answer. And if someone takes my answer, now what? What do I do now? How do I handle that? Because you don't want to piggyback somebody. It's almost like if, I don't know, let's just say we go back to that stupid sandwich question again, where I said the best.
People act like that's the worst question. Clearly, it's been the best question.
I'm not. When I say stupid question, I mean it was.
I know what you mean.
Right.
I know what you mean.
It was a stupid question, but it brought really great answers. I mean, in other words, it's like, what's the best sandwich? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So let's say, Adam was first and he went with the tomato sandwich. I'd have been screwed. I would have had to go with a cheesesteak or something. I wouldn't have been as good of a strong answer because I really didn't believe in it as much.
Well, how often, let me ask you guys this. I've never even asked Brooke. So I'll ask both of you. I'll ask you first, babe. How often has that happened to you in 3 episodes?
Where somebody's taken my answer?
Yeah, in your second, third, or fourth.
Like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
that
at least
would
2 or
suck.
3 times with me
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, that's your...
So when you're like, it's kind of twofold. When you're first up, that's when I have the most like,
oh really?
That's like when I freak out the most because at least if I'm second or third, I have time to like think about it and try and come up with a better answer. Not saying that I always knock it out of the park, obviously not but that's when I have the most anxiety is when I'm first.
It's really weird. I've never really had anxiety besides when the computer shut off. But besides that, I really haven't had any anxiety with the questions. I just have a lot of fun with it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a competitive person, and I feel like I'm right up in there. And that one where I got 5% of the vote, I was like, really? And again, it's probably my fault because I didn't really push it. I didn't try to, I didn't go out and promote myself or anything like that. But there was no way that I did better than that. So I had to sit back and say, okay, I can't sit there and worry about the vote or winning or anything. I just got to come in and put out a good performance. If I can put in a good performance, that's all I really care about.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's just...
Yeah, that's the way to, that's the only way to do it. And with this week, the judge, I don't know if if they know everything about Richard Tillman, but he's also he's done stand-up comedy out in LA. So is he going to pick the comedy? He's also an actor. Is he going to go with that kind of bullshit?
He's also a dime piece.
Yeah, he's also one of the more handsome people to walk the earth. Makes me vomit. But he's a good dude, and he'll pick, I can picture it now. He'll sit out in his beautiful backyard, have some beers, and probably listen to it on speaker with his wife and decide on who's the winner. With his smoking hot wife.
By the pool. With it, yeah.
It's horrible when two beautiful people get together. It's just ridiculous.
They are very much that.
And winner of the Roundtable 3 is in here watching. Chris is here.
Oh, shit. Watsky.
Oh, he wants to know. So, okay, for All Stars, is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, first we're gonna pick All Stars. Here, I'm gonna say this to the thousands in attendance with Watsky live, that I think we decided collectively that the first, because we're going to do a year champion overall, so we're going to take the first 4 winners. So after this episode, whoever wins, those 4 are going to battle in episode 5, and we'll have that first third champion. It'll be the first third, and then there'll be a second third, a third, and me. So that's all 4. That will fill all the spots, right? 1, 2, 3.
Wait,
I don't know. We might have no, because if you're going to have, it's not going to be. You would have to wait.
Yeah, we have one more.
Yeah. So I'm not really worried about the year. I just think we should have 4. So you're going to have 16. It'll go down to 4.
Yeah.
And then 4 to 1.
Yeah.
So that's how we should do it.
All right, that's fine. We'll just have but episode 5 will be Jody B, Dave, Watsky, and the winner of 4, right? We're all in agreement?
Yes.
That'll be episode 5.
So
absolutely.
when's the episode with Matt?
That's
Mo?
All Stars. That's a separate. It'll be coming up soon. Thing. I've got 2 dates with him. We'll announce the dates after we pick the players.
So that's what I thought we were talking about earlier.
All Stars is what this is about. All Stars has nothing to do with the tournament for an overall champion.
No. What I'm telling you is I thought that's what we were talking about earlier when I said we should just take the winners of the 4 episodes and put them against Mo.
Oh, no.
Or put them on the episode with Mo, because it's not against him. He's not competing on this show. But
no, it's up to you guys. When you pick, you can pick a winner,
and so it could be that.
Yeah, or you could pick a loser. You can pick whoever you want that you think, because remember, the Mo episode isn't going to be judged at all, because Mo has nothing to lose. It's just going to be an exhibition.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So then...
Do you want to go last?
But I thought, okay. I guess I'll go first. I just feel, because it's like everybody winning. Okay, whatever. I'm overthinking it, I think.
Yeah, you can do it. There's 2 ways of looking at it. Some people would be like, I'm not going to pick a winner because they have a chance to win something better. So I'm going to go with someone that didn't.
What's the prize, though, is what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people might think that getting to just have the exposure with Mo would be like a prize.
Oh,
for
sure.
this.
Yeah, that's part
of it. Would be.
That's kind of why I was in agreement with like just the winners going forward onto the show with Mo. Mm-hmm. But I also have other people that I think would be great that didn't win. But then I don't want it to be like, well, then what's the point of winning? Okay,
well, cheers to your conundrum here, babe. We're going to do our shot to Brooks.
Oh God.
Just have a little bit of coffee here, but I'll cheers with that too.
Powerade and Muscle Vodka. Great Powerade.
All right, so Albino Flavor Flay. Why don't we go with you first? Why don't you pick your first one?
Who, me?
Yeah. With your bike lock chain and your...
It says
Yeah, I'll go. I have no problem going. I actually made a decision in my head a couple of episodes ago, I think. So we're good to go. I'm going to go outside the box. Uncle Randy's pick for the first competitor to face off with Mo is going to be John Bukenas. I'm taking John.
Wow,
I'm putting
honestly
John
got goosebumps right there.
No.
Yeah, I'm putting
thank
John
you.
in. John is my guy to face Mo. Of course, as a husband, I'm like, I'm going to take my wife.
No.
But she's already
I've done
an episode with Mo, and she can just help me.
Yeah.
We can, be the host together. But I want to make sure that John's in there to get his chance to go toe-to-toe with Mo. So that's my explanation, my pick. So my stress is gone, y'all.
All right.
Motherfuckers.
Randy,
Uncle Randy.
I like that pick.
I'm not going to lie. I like that pick.
Yeah.
Well done. I'm torn between two people, and neither one of them won.
All right, well, go ahead.
Then I've
Who are
also
they?
got to...
Just go with who you think, babe.
Talk it out. Just talk
I'm
it out.
torn between Simmons and Almy.
That's
not
totally
bad.
understandable.
And because I was leaning toward, on the episodes that they were on, I was leaning towards them to be the winners of said episodes. So I think they did a great job. And so I'm torn. I don't know. Should I just flip a coin?
Yes.
I don't have a coin. Fuck.
All right, well, what I have here is
Perfect,
it's called the
thank you.
Who's Right Poker Chip.
Oh,
All right.
there
Shout
we
out to
go.
Doug
So
and
I can,
Anthony.
yeah, right. So we'll make Doug heads, Anthony tails.
Oh.
All right. So
Okay.
hang on, so I don't
So-
hit my microphone here. All right, so
So we'll
I'll-
do...
Doug is heads, Anthony is tails. All right, so now who would be heads on with you? Who's like, would you have
Just-
Almy heads and
Sure.
all right.
Just do Almy heads, Simmons
Tails.
tails.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Right here, I have this poker chip. I have a couple. Try not to throw it through the roof. It's Anthony. It's tails. So that would
That's
be
Simmons.
That's Adam.
Adam Simmons.
Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
That
right.
was so drawn out and dramatic. I
Yeah,
like
I
it.
flipped it all the way into the back
like
of the back of the studio.
How many Who's Right poker chips do you have? That's
I actually have 3.
I need some of those.
yeah. Well, that's a random bit of swag to have.
Yeah, Doug sent it to me. All right, so here's
That's
the
pretty legit.
okay, a little tangent here. So
Mm-hmm.
right now it's my favorite time of the year because the World Series of Poker is going on in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Kill me. I
love
know.
playing poker, and I love watching the guys play. So I've been watching poker like crazy for the past week, and the main event is they're down to 3 tables now. They might even be down to 2. I don't even know where it is right now.
You see Richard Seymour in there?
I did not.
Yeah, he used to play for the Patriots, NFL player.
Oh,
He made it to, he was deep.
Yeah, I did. Wait a minute. No, I don't think I did see him play. Now, remember, it's been scattered because, Sam's been here this week. And
Yeah, that's right. That's why.
so I've been in and out. But and not only have I been watching that, but I've been watching other tournaments too. So it's just almost like my March Madness for me. So it's been a lot of fun. So I've had these poker chips that I've been kind of hanging around and tossing around while I've been watching them play poker. All right. So honestly, Brooke, what you did was you picked my guy because to be honest with you, I thought Adam was the strongest out of everyone so far. I would have put him in the lead out of everyone so far.
He's definitely high energy. That's why him and Almy, I think, are kind of similar because they're both just they never run out of shit to say. Neither one of them.
Right. And the number 2 reason is because he got thoroughly screwed with us by using the public voting because all that was a popularity contest. And there's a lot of, I didn't even realize in the Twitter sphere how much retweet places, like you go in and there's a retweet bunch of podcasts, and then they go vote. And, you just can't, again, when we first started this, we thought the public vote would be the best way to do it. And really, it's not. Mm-hmm. So I think he got royally screwed. So I'm glad to see he's in. All right. So for me, I'm also going to pick somebody that did not win, but had a strong showing. And that is Doug from Who's Right.
Ah.
There you go.
I thought Doug, because, and the other reason is when he loses again, I want to hear him go on his show and go, I should have won again.
I think if going into another one, like he'll know what to expect a little bit.
Well, let me tell you something that's funny, though. What I think is going to be great is Mo judged, we know he listened to the entire episode
that Doug was on.
You and Doug have been on, and you and Doug are both going on.
Right.
So he could come on armed with shit to blow you two fuckers up. Like, I judged your episode. You two are dog shit.
Okay.
I can't
that's fine.
wait. I mean, who knows? Mo's not really like that, but I'm just saying that's fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought Doug did a great job. He had some, honestly, I thought he could have won that episode very easily. But, Mo was the judge, so that was fine. All right. I pandered to the judge and found out that's not a way to win.
Well,
yeah, I told everybody he had a big cock, and I was so funny, and I got shit for it.
I thought Wutzke was so damn consistent.
Yes.
And
I think Wutzke was definitely deserving.
Yeah, I thought I was fine with it. I thought that Mo did it. Mo did a good job. He checked it off. I mean, I've told you it's not. I'm going to give it to you straight. That out of your three performances, it was your worst, John. I mean, me and you agree with that. You were so strong in two. I could have seen you win in two and wouldn't have said a thing. It was that close, and one you were right there. So, and Jody B, by the way, I got to put this out there, has bet his entire mortgage that you're going to win episode 4. So
me?
You are carrying his family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he says that you're due.
Well, I will try I always try my best, but we'll see what happens with that.
So for everybody just joining in, the millions of you, we do have the All Stars have been picked. We have John Bukenas, Adam Simmons, and Doug from Who's Right Podcasts moving forward to face the great and powerful Mo Mandel in an all-star challenge of Podcast The Roundtable. That'll be hosted by myself and my wife, Brooke. We'll do it together. We'll tag team nude, and that'll help bring in viewers. So that's what we're going to do.
Now, if you're nude, do you still wear the chain with the star of Brandy?
I'll just pull an Amanda and just put like Married AF stickers on my tits.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so we're set. And then just so if anyone just joined, episode 5, again, will be the first round of a moving toward a championship. And that'll be Jody B, Doug, or Dave from ManBrain, and who won 3? Wutzke, and the winner of 4. Those 4 will battle it out. So we'll see. We got the powerful Amy Lyle, who's a clean comic, by the way. So there's another caveat that's going to be in this coming up episode.
Yeah, she better buckle in.
And she's still a killer.
Clean.
Well, she's still a killer. That's the thing. Is she can bring. And Larry's like a mixture. Larry's not like the dirtiest.
No.
He's a hybrid. He's probably the perfect middle ground.
Well, what's funny was, I got to bring this up too, was I got a private message from Dave from ManBrain, Dave Chappie. Yeah. And he's like, he's nervous about the going against the other winners because he feels like we're going to pick on him because we kind of picked on him, for winning that episode. And here's the thing. He won fair and square by the rules. I have nothing, I have nothing against Dave. He won fair and square. I like Dave, okay? I don't know if he's great for this format. I don't know what's going on. But just the fact that I respect that he won. And he's going to have to go against 3 other powerhouses, and good luck to him. I don't think in my humble opinion, I don't think he won the one he did, but he won the vote. So, you know what? It is what it is.
He sure did.
He won the vote, and I'm not going to pick on him.
No, I don't think anybody's going to pick on
I
him.
mean, I'm not going to pick him any more than I normally do, but I pick on everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
It's how I love.
And honestly, I think he's going to be he'll be better than we expect. Dave's now he's had a taste of it. Like he knows what he's up against. Dave is one, he's so damn smart that who knows what he will prepare.
Is he really that smart?
Dude, he was a fucking what was he, an engineer? Before he was before he was disabled.
Wait a minute.
You know, he's considered
an engineer,
disabled.
or was he a choo-choo engineer? Which kind of engineer was he?
He was an engineer. He's a smart dude. He's a smart cat.
Well, so here's the and I'm just listen, Dave. If I'm anything, I'm honest, and this is just my opinion, which means nothing. So what the thing about Dave is that when he writes stuff, he's very, very strong. But when he goes live and he's off the cuff, it's very.
Well, that's hard for a lot of people, right?
I understand that. But see, this kind of format, I feel you need a strong personality. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
No, I mean, hey, that's the beauty of the show. We'll find out, and we'll have a judge this time. I think us three have decided it takes the most stress out of it. I enjoyed having a judge, having Mo. It made it very enjoyable for me.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I got to tell you, I can't wait for the playoff of the four of them, and I'm going to handicap them right now. I'm going to say Adam 1, Jody B 2, Wutzke 3, Dave 4. That's my handicap.
Adam's not in it because he didn't win.
I'm sorry. What did I just say? Who is it?
So it's Jody against Dave, and then it'll be Wutzke against whoever wins.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be them four.
Yeah.
See, I fucked that up.
So
okay.
I think it'll be Jody, and then we don't know because we don't know who.
We don't know who number. We don't know who that is.
Could be Wutzke, and so then
no, it's going to be Jody. Episode 5 will be Jody, Dave, and Wutzke, and the winner of 4.
And the winner of 4, right?
Which is coming up next week.
Could be Brooke.
Those 4 winners will play. Could be you. Could be John.
Yeah, right.
You don't know. Richard's judging now. It's not. Y'all aren't out of it like y'all were in the public vote.
Look, if I was you, I'd put those Mary AF things on my boobs and come right in there. And
hey, because I'll put this out there just because, so y'all know that the inability of the residents to win, how that's removed now with a judge, because according to Mo's scorecard, Brooke was actually second in the last podcast of the Roundtable.
How about that?
How Mo had it scored. Now, I haven't asked him why or anything. I just looked at his scorecard. So you or Brooke can absolutely win with Richard. He even asked me, is there any criteria? I said, no. I said, you pick. If you want it to be who's funnier, go with who's funnier. If you want it to be who's more, their answer is more real.
Who did the best?
The right answer, then go with that. Who makes your wife laugh the most, go with that. He said, cool.
Yeah, whoever he felt did the best job, he's the judge. That's
Did you
the
tell
best
him
part
that
about
watching the live stream is the best way to do it? Like to see the video too? Okay. And that might put me at a disadvantage even because I'm not as animated as some of the other people. But
I still think it's better. You get a better feel for the flow and you can see if somebody was shitting their pants during their answer, if they were, prepared or not and all that shit. So
all right.
There we go. All right, so we're set on Podcast Roundtable. We got our All-Stars named. We're ready for episode 4 coming up next week. It's going to be a doozy. I do hope everyone that has competed will come in, chime in, watch, especially those that know that they're moving forward, Wutzke, Jody, and Dave, to see who they're going to be facing off, because that winner will be in the Grand Champion off. They'll be our first entry into the Final 4,
Right now, Joe has a very good question here. When is episode 4? Because I don't
Episode 4 is next Thursday.
Next Thursday at what time?
9:00 Eastern.
9:00 Eastern. Okay.
Yep. It's going to be the powerful Amy Lyle, the strong and dangerous and very underrated Larry from Larry Courtney from Drinks with Larry. I don't think people know how funny he is because he kind of sometimes takes a back seat on his show.
Yeah, he's a
funny
master.
motherfucker.
Well, he's not taking a back seat. He's trying to herd cats
That's
over
true
there.
too.
Right. Actually, yes.
But he's a great joke writer.
When's Stephanie coming on Podcast The Roundtable?
I don't know. I hope soon. We got Duchess will be our next female that's booked after Amy Lyle.
We should have an all-female cast. I would give
love
up my
to.
seat
Dude, I've told the women
To
if they
put
want to
3
come
on there.
on, no women will sign up. They talk all the shit, but I say,
Right.
send
I only
me a
have
DM on Twitter.
one objection. There's only one woman I don't want on this show because she'll ruin. She'll walk in and piss all over it, and we all know who that is. Not saying any names.
There's been several
You said
other-
she'll walk in and piss all over it.
Yeah, there's been several other female podcasters that have said they wanted, and
Heather from
I think you're being kind of a
Zero-
baby about the DM me on Twitter.
No, I want to see. We're grown ass people. Follow the rules. Send me a DM. It's not hard. If you want to compete, we'll have anyone. But do the one thing I'm asking, just so I can see that you'll follow directions.
Right.
For God's sakes.
It's not that hard. Heather.
I know, but I just think he's being kind of a
I've got to
turd
stick to
about
my
it.
guns on that. Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
Heather,
man. If
DM
you can't
them,
do that.
and if it's going to be an all-female thing, I'll give up my spot for that.
Yeah, it
Which
could
is
be,
very nice. Yeah, John could. We could even let John host that episode and give me a break, and I'll watch.
Oh, I'll ask some questions. Oh, yes.
That would be great. I'm all for. John would come up with some nasty ass questions. You
I
guys
would
be
love
fucked.
that.
Oh God, yeah, because Kathy had said something, my half sister, about more women need to be on there, and I was like, yeah, and I don't know if that was her saying she wanted to. I don't know if she would or not.
She's not even
Dude,
a podcaster. You got to have a podcast.
Yeah, she is. My half sister.
Yeah, she is. She's from Cinemondo. She's the host
Cinemondo
of
podcast.
Cinemondo.
Oh, well, then I stand corrected. Again,
And-
John is wrong once again.
But what I love about it is this. I have nothing but respect for the fact, so far Brooke's been the only woman going in there. That's fucking has to be brutal. And she's just getting better and better. Dutchie can't wait to compete. Just the balls on
Duchess
these
is
women
gonna
that want to
fucking
do it.
blow me
I
out of
love
the
it.
water. She's gonna embarrass me, I think.
Well, she's going to come ready to
She's good.
to bring
Like
it.
she's done great in the roasts and like killed it in this. Like she's just, I think, meant for this kind of stuff.
I can't wait for her to be on.
Yeah,
And
no,
if we
I'm
can-
excited. She's hilarious.
If we can get, and it's an episode, I think she's slated for episode 7 or 8.
in like
And those
September.
those could change if we could get an all female. If we could get one more woman to sign up, I would rearrange it so that episode.
So it was
could be all
Duchess
women.
and like
you,
me and
Duchess,
Heather.
and like Heather or something. If that would happen, I'm with John. I'd rearrange some shit, then let John host it.
Okay. I'm with
That'd be
it.
pretty rad.
So we need one
plenty of-
more.
One more woman, come on, DM us for God's sakes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. I want to jump into some things I wanted to cover. I'm glad John's joining us because I want to get his thoughts on this first. But first, I want to ask you, babe. I'll go with you first.
All right.
Have you heard about these kids going around licking all of our fucking ice cream in the stores?
Spitting in it.
Spitting in it
Yeah.
and shit.
So I've seen there was like a viral video or whatever of it was like some lady that spit in Mayfield ice cream. And then I saw some guy on social media the other day doing it to like Arizona sweet tea. Anything that doesn't have like any kind of seal on the top. It's who fucking raised you? Who fucking raised you? Oh my God, it's terrible.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, John. John, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? Why the fuck are people?
Because
Can't believe it.
people are assholes and they need to put something on social media. So what happens now is they go in and that's the dumbass woman took that thing off, licked it and put it back in again. But here's the thing. So let's say she set this up. She licked it, put it back, then grabbed it and bought it, right? It's still a crime because what happens is you got all these other people. Now there was another woman. They went into somewhere and someone licked the tongue depressor in the doctor's office and put it back in before the doctor got in there. Now, every one of those
shit.
things is contaminated with their germs. You piece of shit. So what I think,
So
and I
wrong.
honestly, I got to say, and I'm all for this. You know how like back in the day they used to cane somebody? They would take a
Yes.
cane and they would put them and they
Yes.
pull their pants down and they had a guy that knew how to cane them and not kill them, but really like put an ass whooping on them. We need that. We need public flogging again for shit like this.
They'll do that to you in Singapore for like spitting on the sidewalk, and nobody fucking spits on the sidewalk.
Better
there.
believe it. You're going to get your ass whacked with a fucking cane. You ain't going to spit on the sidewalk.
Yep.
So here's another story that backs that up. A mother takes her 2 kids and she pulls up to this pizza parlor and she goes inside to talk to somebody. She leaves her kids in the car. All right. there's an asshole move right there.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody carjacks the car with the kids inside it. So this is in Philadelphia. This just happened.
Mm-hmm.
The father jumps in another car and chases them. They catch the guy. They pull the guy out. A crowd gets around. They beat the guy to death. Death.
Jesus.
They beat him until he was dead. And now they're trying to find out who killed the carjacker. Now, is it job well done? Or is it now people have to go to jail for beating up a carjacker?
So that is, I don't think okay. So he wasn't trying to steal her kids.
If you get into a car and you see kids in there and you continue on trying to steal the car, you're stealing the kids.
Oh, for sure. But if they were like asleep in the back seat, he didn't see them or something. So I'm not saying any of it's
kids.
Cool. No, you stop the car and you get out and you run elsewhere. Because they've done that in Atlanta too. And I'm like, oh my God. First of all, don't leave your fucking kids in the car when you go in a store.
Yeah, with the car running.
Especially okay, don't leave them in the car without the car running. Don't leave them in the car with the car running. Don't leave them in the car. Period.
Yes.
Especially in these neighborhoods that are prone to carjackings and shit. I mean, it always, like in Atlanta, when I've seen it happen, it's like down by the airport and stuff. And I'm like, come the fuck on. Like, I wouldn't do that where we live out in the suburbs. It wouldn't even ever occur to me, and never would I do it. So, but I don't know, like,
I just know that if two of my kids were in a car and someone stole them and I got into a car and I caught up to that car, when I got a hold of that guy, I would beat him until he was bloody.
Yeah, you can't kill him though.
I would have beat him just before death and then let him go.
No, I'm with you.
I would have said he resisted.
I would have stepped on his neck on the gravel until the cops came and maybe like severely like had a lifelong injury, let's say. You can't fucking kill him though.
Right. The crowd, it wasn't even the father. It was the
like
crowd that came around and just put an ass whooping on the guy and killed him.
Hey, I've got to interject and ask you too. Does it look like I have blush on to y'all?
Dude, I don't even know what's going on with you. I mean, with the chain and the hat and now with the face, I don't know what's going on.
What are you making that face for?
Because I powered the computer. Now my light is so much brighter because it has a power source. And it looks like I've got red,
No, it's not the computer, baby. It's you have a hat on inside.
Uh-huh.
Right, I have the same thing.
But I'm like, you have shade on your face. And so all we can see is this little part of your face. Yeah. And your face is a little red.
And then you wear sunglasses all the time, so you got the white eyes.
So you got raccoon eyes.
You look like Santa Claus.
Because the
who's visiting the
camera,
hood.
The computer camera isn't the one filming you, baby. It's the webcam over here.
Oh shit, you're right.
He's so technologically
Hey, all right. Well, John,
savvy.
This next question is for you. Are you the secret ringleader behind the storming Area 51 movement? There's been 540,000 people sign up to storm Area 51.
Those many people are not going to show up to storm Area 51.
So basically, this is the rule of thumb. 3% of people that say they're going to do something, do it. So you got 40,000. Take 3% of that. That's who's going to try to storm Area 51.
Maybe.
I hope they do.
And then they're all going to get executed.
They're all going to get executed. Because let me just tell you this. The government's not going to put up with this shit. If you come in there, they will kill you. This isn't like a border crossing. They're not going to arrest you. If it gets too crazy, they're just going to shoot you. They're going to have drones. This is not going to go well. If you don't think they're planning the counterattack if 40,000 people actually charged Area 51, got to tell you, I think they'd get all 40,000 of them.
Well, you know that area used to be like we fucking tested nukes and bullshit out there. Like our big bombs get tested out there. They will drop it like it's hot on your fucking ass.
Be like, oh.
I can't wait because somebody will be videoing the shit on their cell phone when all of a sudden we just see the fucking ball of energy explode and all the fucking atoms splitting.
That all over the place. It's like, don't cross right here or you die. Don't take one more step or we can kill you.
There's been,
so they're going to.
Yeah, Area 51 fascinates me, so I've been watching a lot of shows about it. And there was, on Joe Rogan, they had a guy on there that actually worked on in Area
Yeah,
51.
Laser.
Yeah.
That Don Laser guy.
Right. And they went out there to watch the flying saucers fly around. And all of a sudden, like, there was like 10 guys that were just there with guns. Like, they were camouflaged and they just came in and boom, they were there. So,
yeah, it's not like the people that are already there have to like plan for all these people coming. Like, that's their job, is to guard this place. So
and
they're already prepared.
and the other thing is, if the president decided tomorrow that he was going to open up Area 51 and, you know, people could go in and the press could go in and look to see what was in there, they would assassinate the president, because the people in there that are running that have way more power than the president of the United States.
Well, dude, if we have a spaceship, if we really do have a spaceship in there, just say we have
there's more like 9 of them in there.
Yeah, and some bullshit. Say we really do. People, I know everybody's fascinated with this, right? And they think that they want to know, but we don't really want to know or need.
Right.
There's some shit we don't need to know about, because what that would, the mass hysteria, people would just start killing each other. If one person got a real glimpse of that,
It would be
everyone would go fucking rogue. It'd be Walking Dead, but just people killing each other.
It'd be Armageddon. I mean, it's like, and second of all, like, why do you think, what is going to be better in your life, or what are you going to do with that information? If you go in there and find all this shit, what are you going to do with it?
You'll be able to say, I told your ass I wasn't crazy.
And then what? And then fucking what?
You're dead.
Like, you're not, first of all, you're not going to make it in there anyways. And then if you do, and you're like, oh, there's aliens. Okay, now what? Like, it's not like everybody's going to be like, okay, well, let's just, not like the government's going to change anything about what's happening there or what they're doing. It's just all so asinine, and just fucking stop.
I just think people are very jaded and very ignorant to what our government is capable of. And if they think they could just show up at Area 51 like a peaceful protest, they're wrong. It took until, who was it that even, was it Clinton was the first president to acknowledge it existed? I think it was Clinton was the first one that said, okay, there is an Area 51.
All right. I can't remember who it was, but you're right. There was, for the longest time,
wouldn't even admit it.
Right.
I mean, you go up there, rockets probably come out of the ground when someone crosses a certain part of the fucking latitude and longitude that blows everyone to smithereens, and no one cares. It's just done.
The technology, they don't even know, they have technology there right now that they don't even know how it works. It's there, and they're trying to figure it out. And the reason that, what's his name, Bob Lazar was there was because the guy before him got killed because he tried to cut this thing apart with a plasma cutter, and apparently it vaporized him. So, so they said, okay, let's not use a plasma cutter on this thing again. They have a energy source there now that would power the world, that you would not, you could have it in every house. It would power the world forever. There would be no need for.
That's where I'm pissed off. I don't give two shits about. I don't care about green aliens and shit. I want my iPhone to last longer than one day. So if we have that power source, for God's sakes, fuck the little green people. Make my cell phone last longer.
They don't know what. I love the explanation was like, if you went back in time and dropped a nuclear reactor in Egypt, back in Egypt, early Egypt, and they came in and tried to figure out what it was. The first thing they would do is they try to open up, and they would all die of radiation poisoning. Of
course,
so we don't even know. We don't even have the capability to even wrap our brain around what's going on there. So
no.
John is all in.
So, but these 400,000 people think that they are all smarter than the government, and that they can just waltz right in there and.
Well, Chris Watsky just said he's going to podcast from Area 51. He's going to take a Zoom in the chat, and he's going to lead a podcast.
Please do.
And all we're going to hear is a flash.
No, but you got to live stream it, because you won't make it out to actually post it. So
100%.
it has to be live streamed.
You're absolutely right. That's a great point. So we can be entertained, because I promise you, I'm not going. I'm not going to go anywhere near it, and I'm going to sit back with popcorn and watch everyone get turned to dust. Hey, but speaking of vaporized, just because I want to move on, because we've actually got some listener questions I want to address. Have you guys heard about R. Kelly's new indictments? 24 federal indictments. And they released all the pages of the indictments. And I'll start with you, babe. Literally, they have it proved, shown where he paid off all these people, his family members, and as soon as he stopped paying them, they all started cooperating with the feds.
As soon as he stopped paying them, that special came out.
And here's my question, though, to you. Should those people that took the payments and lied to the grand jury in his last trial that he was acquitted of, should they go to jail too, now that they've said, oh, we took the money, but when he quit paying us, now we're coming forward, so we lied under oath. You know, the first parents of that first case about the girl he pissed on in the video, he paid off the parents and his family members and her and the associates to say that's not her. Okay, so they took the money. Now they're coming forward and all this shit. Shouldn't they fucking get blasted? The parents should go, yeah, but the evidence has come forward showing that they accepted payment and lied to the grand jury. Should the parents
because
also get vaporized?
It's obstruction of justice.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But also they hoard out their daughter.
Yeah.
The ones that took the money.
They
prostituted their daughter.
They were like, oh, you pissed on her. It's fine.
$500K.
She's 14. It's cool. Just pay us and we'll lie in court for you. No, it's perjury, obstruction of justice. Absolutely. It's her aunt that was coming forward on that.
Yes.
TV special and said straight up, I know that he must have paid off my brother.
You're right. She sure as fuck did. And she is safe from it because she's been trying to
She's been yelling from the rooftop since it happened that it happened because she saw the video and was like, that is my niece. I know for a fact that's my niece. And then when she went to court and they went up there and were like, nope, it wasn't me. And she was like, what? The fuck? She hasn't talked to, she never, as soon as she saw that, she stopped talking to R. Kelly. She stopped associating with him, all that. So anybody that got in the way of him being locked up back then should be held accountable because then he went on to predatorize more young girls.
So should they be brought in on those charges? Like all this I say tag them on with each of those fucking charges.
So they don't get charged with the same thing he does. They get charged with perjury, obstruction of justice, what their crime was.
Yeah.
They have a crime too.
I know, but I say so they go to jail for a while instead of just 6 months.
Whatever I don't know what the sentence is for something like that.
I say kill them all. I mean,
it's a big ass fine.
And I say get rid of them.
You can't kill them all. No, they're sacks of shit. But
I'll tell you right now, if that guy peed on my daughter, his name would be R.I.P. Kelly, because I would fucking kill him.
Yeah, but these people that he did pee on their daughter.
Right. I mean, what do you say? Oh, it's okay, baby. I'll get you a car. What do you say? How much money would you accept to have someone pee on your daughter?
I'd chop his dick off and shove his balls down his throat.
Beat. I mean, it would be
But those people did, and I think they should be held accountable for what they did. And I mean, I think there should be some, there's a lawyer somewhere that could get real fancy with it and have them accountable for some of the girls that came after their daughter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because if he would have been locked up, then he wouldn't have had the chance.
That's what I'm saying.
To do anything else.
We agree 1,000%. That's where I was going. Some lawyer out there, some Johnny Cochran in reverse. In reverse, a prosecutor.
Johnny Cochran that's going to do the right thing.
Yeah, it's going to do the right thing. And it's going to tack some shit that'll stick. Mm-hmm. But, John, how long do you raise your hand if you think R. Kelly's going to go to jail for the rest of his life? 24 federal indictments. I think he's gone.
I hope he does, but I think that it's gonna. No, I don't think he's gonna go away.
I've seen too many people with money get away with shit like this. Like that same guy that is, I can't think of his name now, who was doing the same thing with underage children. Now it's all has to do with the White House, and people are going down left and right over this guy, some billionaire.
Oh yeah, the Epstein, or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. Him. He's another one.
Oh, the sex trafficking guy.
Yeah, the one that used to go to that island with Bill Clinton. Him and Bill Clinton used to hop on a plane and go fuck everybody. You can't prove
that was me. I was just on the plane. I went for the cocktails. You can't say that was me.
Epstein and Bill Clinton used to fly to this fucking private island like every other month.
That's where
bang children. While Hillary murdered people. Like, it's crazy. Our country, this is nuts. It's fucking I'm just telling you, watching all this shit, though, I got to tell you, I'm entertained. Because
You
these
guys,
fuckers are
I'll tell you
finally
right
getting
now,
something.
you seen Hillary. If you had to fuck that every week, you'd be looking for young women too.
I don't think he's going to go away for as long as we want him to. I wish he would go away for longer, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe justice will be served at this point. I mean, you know, karma it's been a long time coming for him. OJ ended up going to jail not for long enough, and I don't think he got pounded in the ass like he should have.
That's a great point. And OJ went to jail for a long time over like late library book fines. Like they'll when they
he
realize
held somebody hostage.
Yeah, but they will. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
They'll find a way to make your jaywalking turn into because they let you go on.
No, and I bet they're still watching OJ like a fucking hawk. Like, oh, you go 1 mile over the speed limit. God damn it.
Dude, his tweets are so fucking good. John, have you been following OJ's tweets?
First of all, it's not the tweets; it's the comments. The comments of the tweets are. It's just like it's the
I'm
best.
conflicted that we follow him at all, though. He murdered people.
Dude,
we shouldn't follow him on Twitter.
He acts like he never did it. What I love is his candor. He has convinced himself that he didn't do shit, and it's so funny because, like John said, the comments will be people like, "You sack of shit, motherfucking piece of shit
you
ass."
murdering fucking. Well, but this is where it's like he's proving every day that he fucking did it. He's not trying to like go out there and start a campaign for finding the person that murdered his estranged wife and this poor young kid. He's trying to get back at the people that even pointed the finger at him.
Oh, you're right. It is kind of sad.
It's like, oh, so you're just mad because you were put on trial and got a civil lawsuit, but you're not really concerned about finding the people that murdered them because you fucking murdered them and you know who murdered them.
They said there was so much evidence pointing to him that he killed both of them that there was no way it wasn't him, and he still got off. So
well, you know why he got off, other than his lawyers, was Mark Furman.
Yeah, it was the racist cop. It
was the one I remember in high school. When Mark Furman said, I've never used that word.
And then they were like, on recording.
Bullshit. And Johnny Cochran started doing this in the courtroom and knew it was over. And then they let him try on the glove. What fucking idiot.
And he was like,
prosecutors get him to try on the glove.
If they don't fit, you must have quit.
Glove don't
Dude,
fit.
Johnny Cochran died as karma. Me and Brooke have decided
he was
that.
like, what?
That's why he got that brain cancer.
He got brain tumor and died. I'm like, ooh, that's karma for letting OJ walk, motherfucker. For getting him off because you knew that was, I mean, he knew he did it. I mean, there was his closest friend. Like, there was an interview with him saying that he golfed with him like shortly after they were murdered or whatever, and he had like cuts all over his hands, you know, like very indicative of when you stab somebody to death and you're gonna get cuts on your hands, like always. And he tried to say some bullshit like he dropped a glass or whatever, and it's just, there's so much evidence and there's nobody else that would have done it.
But he's still out playing golf every day.
Everybody knows that he did it, but I guess the fact that everybody knows that he did it, and like, I don't know. Did you see Dave Chappelle's? Oh God, it was his Netflix special that came out like a year ago or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that, John, but where was it the 4 times he met OJ that he slipped into that
Absolutely, yes.
special, and then the last one where he was like, after he sat with OJ for a minute, and then he walked out and he was like, "Oh, he killed them people." Oh, he killed them people. Like like just the look in his eye, you could tell like, oh, he's not right. He is not right. He definitely killed those people.
I got to tell you, like, again, I go back to the Furmans. Like, if I was the father of Mark Furman, I'm trying. Who was the? I'm gonna get my name.
Goldman.
Ron
Right, that's it.
Goldman. Yeah.
Yeah. If I was that man with the handlebar mustache, I would have had to hire somebody to kill
guy.
OJ.
Dude, he would have. That poor dad, man. Fuck.
I just wanted to hug him all the time, like him, and he still looks exactly the same.
Right.
Like if I've seen recent interviews with him, he's kicking that same
and the
badass
same scowl on his face.
Well,
he's still. I mean, and he should be. I totally.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I would
man.
take the money that I got from that I won in the civil suit with OJ and hire a hitman to kill him.
They haven't seen a cent from it though. I don't think
Oh, no, not
won
yet?
They won the civil suit for like I don't know. It was like millions of
Well,
dollars.
OJ
It was like
filed bankruptcy.
right. So they
all
haven't
the-
seen any of it. It was like $13 million or something crazy. Like, but when he went to jail, he filed bankruptcy. He was like, "Oh, I can't pay you because I don't have any money."
I don't have
And-
any money, but I can golf every day.
Yeah.
Oh, Well,
And
yeah,
lives in-
he found a way to hide some of his money with LLCs and shit. I remember hearing some
he's a
things about
scumbag.
that.
He's a fucking.
He's dirty. I mean, it does
evil
make me feel
scumbag.
dirty to watch him, but pardon me, it's fucking hilarious. All right, I gotta ask. We got to get to at least like 2 of these listener questions because they're piling up. And John, I'll let you weigh in on this one first. I'm not gonna read the whole question; it's so fucking long. But basically, this woman and her husband, they never fight. She wrote into us on our Instagram account. And the other night, they weren't being themselves. I guess they were a little inebriated. They started arguing, and she said that he was charging at her. She slipped him, hit him with a left, and broke his nose. And they had to like take him to the hospital, get it fixed. And since then, they talked it out. Nobody pressed charges. They're together. But he has picked fights with her ever since over dumb shit, like her saying that she didn't like the way his food smelled one day, so he blew up. And then another, over stupid things. And she's wanting to know if they'll ever get back to normal. What do you think, John?
Nope. No. He can't take the fact that you punched him in the face and broke his nose, and he had to go to the hospital and have it fixed. You insulted his manhood.
Oh, she tore his ass up.
Right?
Props for her, though. If he was charging her and she slipped, bam!
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
that
good
guy.
on her. You know what? Because men like to try to use their physicality to control a woman, and he tried to use his physicality. He got his nose broke, and then the bitch had to go to the hospital and have it reset. And then now he's walking around with tape on his nose like a bitch.
Puffing
And
up.
she's sitting there fine. Maybe she might have to put some ice on her knuckles from breaking his nose, and he can't handle that.
Why the fuck was he coming at her in the first place?
She said they were drunk. They weren't in their right state of
So?
mind. I'm not I think he got what he fucking deserved.
I think
could
he got
be-
what he deserved, but you
Yeah.
know what? Just get your Tinder app out now and start swiping.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree because you've been blackout drunk before. I've told you to hit me, and you still wouldn't.
Never. No, that would never happen.
Yeah. So
All right.
fuck that guy.
All right, we'll go on to this one. All right, babe, you go first on this one. I've been married to my husband for 3 years. We've been together for 10. Is it unreasonable?
Is this from me? Because that's
Yeah.
exactly how.
Yeah. Wow. Did you write this? You're right. Is it unreasonable for him to expect me to make him a bacon and egg breakfast every morning while I work full time and currently pregnant with twins?
Oh, not me.
So you were right in there until the pregnant with twins.
Oh, I wish I was pregnant with twins. That
No, you
sounds
don't.
fun.
Well, so what do you think, babe?
I think she just needs to say something. Like,
Well, is it reasonable that he still commands her, or she said, is it unreasonable for him to expect me to make that every morning?
yeah, it's unreasonable for him to expect it. I think you just need to. So maybe, well, no, that's not something you can make the night before and have him heat up.
Right.
Or show him how to make it, for fuck's sake.
He knows how to. Who doesn't know how to make bacon and eggs? What level of retard can't make bacon and eggs, for Christ's sake?
But like, if he's expecting it, just tell him like, hey, I don't think I really have time to do this every day. So
Hey, listen, you get bacon and eggs on Saturday and Sunday if I feel like it. If you
Right.
whine, you get nothing.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Because you didn't tell me if I'm her, the minute that we found out I was pregnant with twins, I'm being the woman here, and you didn't say, look, honey, I got my breakfast. You sleep in. You're a piece of shit really forever, probably for the rest of your marriage. If you stay together, that she's never going to forget that. What a bad call on your part, sir. Good Lord. And she works full time. If she was, I mean,
Wait till they have
Everything's
the twins.
working.
Wait till you
well, I was
see
about
that
to say,
kind of
like,
work.
being pregnant with the twins isn't as hard as having the twins. It's all. I mean,
maybe.
I've been
Imagine
pregnant
a
before.
double, how, and imagine
No,
you
it's
carrying
not a-
two.
Walk in the park, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so I think I would have just told you in not so many words to fucking
I wouldn't
make
have
your own
gotten-
goddamn breakfast.
I wouldn't have gotten to that point.
I know.
I would have made
I
you
know.
breakfast. This is
I
my
know.
whole point. What a bad decision as a guy. Like, you can't really
That's
come
just
back
him,
from
yeah.
this. Like, you better do some
You
hard
can't
work, so-
imagine how big a woman is at 8 months with twins. I mean,
I know,
my
you
wife.
have twins, don't you?
Yeah, my wife had twins, and
Oh, shit,
you know, at the very
Yeah.
because we had to do.
She carried them
it
full
was-
term?
Yeah, but it was cesarean, so we took her, and I have pictures of her before she went in there, and it honestly looks unnatural how big she was.
I mean, I looked unnatural with just one in there, so
Yeah.
I can't fucking imagine
And
with
then,
two.
Yeah, and then the twins, once they're out, you think that, oh, well, then you just put them down.
No.
It's constant. You're changing, burping, feeding, changing, burping, feeding. It never stops.
So that's
God.
what she needs to like. She needs to set some expectations now before the babies come
sure.
out, because if he's gonna be that aloof, and it might be innocent, like he's not. He just might be a guy,
you could
like
be right.
that's just like, oh, well, she just does it every day, you know, like so. It could just be a matter of like, hey, wake up, motherfucker. We
My
got
mom
two more
made my
humans coming
father
in here.
bacon and eggs their whole marriage. That's how she showed love,
My
right?
nanny was that way.
And now he feels the same thing, right? Get over it.
I know but it's a different time now. Your mom probably wasn't working a full-time job. I don't know. She might have been.
All right, John, you're up on this one. This one is fucking hilarious. So I want to hear your thoughts first, and then you chime in, babe. If your wife had all forms of sex with her friends, including anal and
What?
threesomes, but doesn't try anything with you, her husband, what does that suggest? We've been asked a similar question to this before, but not this. And this guy's trying to be third person, but then lost it when he said her husband, like with him. So it's
Okay.
clearly him.
So here's the deal. So you married a whore and or slut. And now all of a sudden, you just like you want to bang her in the ass and everything. And guess what? Maybe she didn't like anal sex, although she had it and she had threesomes and stuff like that. It was a different time. Maybe she doesn't want her ass stretched out and having threesomes and doing all that kinky shit. Maybe she's done with it. Maybe that was a moment in time where she did that kind of stuff, and now she doesn't want that. It was sex. It's not love. And maybe the way she shows you love is a different way. And if you need to stick something in her ass for her to show you love her, then there's something wrong with you, to be quite honest with you.
I thought you were saying that like she's still going out and fucking all her friends.
He's basically saying she was all adventurous before
okay.
with everyone, including her friends.
Okay.
But
I was
now
like-
she won't do shit with her husband. What does that suggest?
that's why I was like divorce, because I thought you were saying she's still going out and doing all this, but comes home and is like, no, not for you. I agree with John. I think maybe she was just being experimental in college. Doesn't everybody do a little bit of that where, you kind of try a little bit of everything or a little bit more?
Beg your wife to stick a finger in? Stuff like that?
I've been there.
We weren't in college, though.
No, I can't use that excuse, John, but damn it.
But, yeah, I mean, I think that why are you bringing up old shit, motherfucker?
Yeah, I'm with both of y'all. I think that's, you know what? I mean, you can't, this is why I think, and a lot of people probably won't agree with me, but when couples start, I don't know how good it is to open up your Pandora's box of your old sex lives.
No.
Not good.
Like, I don't
Good for
see,
anybody.
like, a lot of people think you should tell everything. I'm like, you know what? To me, that's dead. And for both of we were
It is.
virgins, and just, I don't see the value. It's just going to lead to bad. There's nothing good. Like, you're going to be like, really, honey?
No.
For God's sakes, you little stinker, you.
We've started to go down that road before where like we started talking about like parties in college or something. And then as the conversation goes on, I can like feel my blood boiling. And then I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Neither.
Just stop fucking talking. I don't want to know.
It's a disaster. It's a bad choice.
Like it's not good for anybody. Like whatever happened in the past is in the past, and just concentrate on your current relationship and making that as awesome as you can. And there's just, what good does that do? It doesn't do any.
Or just talk about it. Talk about what you want to do now. Don't worry. Don't use, well, you did this with so-and-so. Like, I can't ever, where does the conversation go, well, really, honey? You did the rotisserie in college? Oh,
right.
How was that?
Right.
Oh, how was that cracker jack?
But if you want to do like anal with your wife, then just fucking talk to her about it. I don't know. Like,
Right.
I mean, you got just, it's a easy yes or no. I mean, if you want to give it the whole try, but if she says no, that part is behind her. I'm with John. What if she tried it
and hated it?
Big ass dude with a big dong, and she hated it, and she's traumatized.
Right.
And now you touch her booty hole, and she puckers up and kicks you in the face. You need to be understanding of that.
And don't approach it like, well, you let so and so do it, or what about back in you let that
That's
one
not
guy.
fair.
Yeah. I know.
That's ridiculous.
No.
All right, here's this one. This one's pretty funny. Hey guys, I was hoping you could offer some advice on this question. Been married 8 years now, have 3 kids, the youngest being 5 months old. Since we've met, my weight's fluctuated up and down a little bit, not drastically. I'm a little heavier now than before, but our sex life up until recently has been pretty normal. Anyways, we haven't had any sex since before the baby was born. So who knows? The baby's 5 months old, so it could have been 6, 8, who knows how many months. When the kids are asleep, I try to be romantic and get her in the mood, but she quickly brushes me off, saying that she's tired. When I try to cuddle with her, she gets irritated. It even seems like a simple kiss is an inconvenience. What do you guys think the problem is?
Well, it could be something like postpartum or something like that. I mean, you might want to take a step back first. We don't know all the details, I guess. I mean, I didn't get postpartum as fucking hormonal as emotional as I was. I don't think it was postpartum.
No, and it didn't affect your sex drive, luckily, for both of us. You were luckily,
after a C-section, we were supposed to wait 6 weeks to have sex. We waited like 6 days.
6 minutes.
Jesus.
No, it was like 5 or 6 days, and I was nervous.
Think we're joking.
No, we're not joking, and it was still not right down there.
I'm a savage, John. But listen, here's what I want to say about this before John jumps on us, because that you just opened up John's whole
No.
world.
But the thing is with this person, like here, dude, let me just tell you something. Foreplay starts in the morning. You want to get sex, you got to start in the morning by doing things, taking care of the kids, showing her love in different ways, and then find out what her love language is. There's a thing you can go to, love language, look it up, Google love languages, have her take the test, find out what her love language is, and play to that. And dude, she'll be so wet, she'll be jumping on you like a trampoline.
That's all it takes.
Damn it, John, you just stole my answer. I was going to say, I got one this time, actually, a real good one. But what John's saying is that, no, you're great. But you're absolutely right. These guys, try to give advice to guys. I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to help you be successful in your marriage, happy. John nailed it.
Yes.
If you want to help a tired mother, this baby's 5 months old. She's probably...
And they have 3 kids.
And it doesn't matter what kind of guy you are. You want to be all tough and say, oh, I do half of the parent. No, you don't. A mother in that early stage is overworked to death. And if you want to make her even consider wasting energy with you at the end of a night, you had better taken shit off her plate during the day, because there's only so much room on that plate. Yeah. And I guarantee you from his question, he's not. No. That at the end of the day, she's so fucking tired that the thought of having to also cater to him,
when she already probably has catered to him.
She has 2 other kids and a 5-month-old. Yeah. She is not hearing any of it.
And she's probably already picked up after him and done his laundry and cooked dinner and cleaned and done all that other stuff. And then she's like, you know what, motherfucker? Just no.
John nailed it, though. You better start helping.
But that's that exactly plays into what John's, because if you find out what makes her tick and what makes her like, it's so simple, because it's not. It could be something as simple as like just telling her she's pretty throughout the day, or making sure she knows that you love her throughout the day. Like little things like that go such a long way.
So far.
And yeah, come on, dude.
All right, babe, I'll let you start with this one, then John.
Is this the last one?
We can make it the last one.
Yes, please.
We can always chime them over. Guys, I have a question. I have to ask my husband many times before he'll do anything, and it annoys him.
Yeah.
And I hate being a nag, but I'm not. Nothing ever gets done. So there's not really a question in there. She's just basically.
Are we talking the bedroom or just like normal, like, hey, you know, I
Take out
need
the
the light
trash.
switch fixed or something?
All that. I think it's the like, you know, hey, take out the trash or anything. It sounds like it's the daily stuff. So what are y'all's thoughts? Is she being a nag? Who's in the wrong? Both in the wrong? What do you think?
I mean, with just that and no more details,
That's all there is.
it could possibly be that both of them are in the wrong. We could go right back to the question before, that she might not be doing anything to make him feel like he wants to help out for her, you know, like, and vice versa. Like it could be that she gets super annoyed with the fact that he didn't take out the trash, or that's such like a cliche thing, but that he didn't take out the trash because he also doesn't like pay attention to her or ever get her anything or speak to her in a way that,
Sure.
you know, it could be that they are not connecting with each
Love
other.
languages, John.
That's exactly it. It all boils down to that.
I think and I want to see if he agrees with me here. This question to me, though, screams that she's a nagger, and here's why. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, as a woman, I've already shit all over the guys in these other questions, is talk to your husband like you're his mother.
Well, that's what I was
Like
saying. I was saying that it
could
might not be all her.
Oh, I know you did. I'm just saying.
I mean, all him.
I'm just my advice out there
Yes.
to women is don't, if you catch yourself about to sound like your husband's mother, shut your pie hole. I'm just trying to help you. You know, like
Yeah.
rethink, take a breath, and maybe decide not to do that, and then come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, John?
I have a different take. You might have married an idiot. So the fact of the matter is that he might be stupid and he might forget. You know, you tell him a thing, it goes in one ear and out the other, or he's doing something and he's not paying attention to you, and he didn't hear you, didn't understand. The best thing to do is find something, make a list up, put a list somewhere, and talk about it and say, okay, this is what we need to get done. When do you think? And have a conversation. Bring him in the conversation instead of ridiculing him. I know with me, I can walk out of a room to do something, get to the other room, forget why I was even there. So I have problems with memory like that all the time. It's not that I don't want to, it's I forget. So you need some reminders. It's a work in progress. You got to go figure out what works for you. Try different things. Make a list. Gently remind him. Or he could just be a piece of shit, lazy piece of shit, and you married him, and now you're stuck with him. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, I do want to ask this last question because this one's funny, and this is the end. We'll end on this one, and I'm going to surmise it, which is going to make Brooke angry. But I don't want
you to read those long ass fucking questions.
This group of girls got together, girlfriends. They're all married, but they had a girls' night at the house. Mm-hmm. One of their husbands was home, but he was like staying in the man cave to give them time. They're having wine and shit, and he overheard their conversation. Basically, overheard his wife saying like that she regrets getting married so young and wishes she would have been able to have more, flavor in all the ice cream she tasted.
I thought we talked about this on
we're almost to the point where all the questions are very similar that come in, but yeah, so he doesn't know. Should he tell her he knows? Should he just shut up and just let that be girl talk, the equivalent of locker room talk for guys? What do you think?
Are you asking me first?
Yeah, you can go first.
That's a tough one because I know his feelings are probably hurt real bad. And she didn't say she regrets marrying him. She said she regrets getting married so young and not playing the field more, I guess. That's your own damn fault, girl. Damn. Don't get married before you're 30. Shit. We said it 1,000 times. When are people going to learn? But I don't know.
What do you think, John?
Maybe you could talk to her about it, but not be all defensive and butthurt. I don't know.
Yeah, just you keep that one to yourself. Don't say anything. And
I agree,
to be honest
John.
with you, here's the deal. She thinks she wants more dick because she didn't have more dick. If she had a bunch of dick, she'd be like, oh, my God.
Took too many.
Yeah,
but she chose you.
Yeah, you always want what you don't have. The grass always is greener on the other side. Mm-hmm. And trust me, all guys are the same. They're all slobs. You know,
they're just talking shit amongst girls, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just shit talk amongst girls.
I
like
wouldn't
guys.
take it to heart if I was him. Like, just it's.
I mean, if there's no problems in their marriage,
Right.
it's an awful idea for him to even
Stir
bring it
the
up.
pot.
Now, if they're having issues and shit, then there's clearly some. But if there's no problems, life's good, and you just heard her bullshitting with her friends.
I call bullshit on that too. How do you just hear? I think he had his ear against the wall.
He had a cup.
And he was listening, and he got a little taste of something he shouldn't have heard, and that's his own goddamn fault.
He was
What
tapping
if
into.
she set him up? What if they knew he was listening? They were like, all right.
Oh, now
She's just waiting for him to say something.
That's fantastic. Kudos to her.
Then
Then wait for her to say something. Wait for him to say something, and when he doesn't say anything, it's even better yet. So. Yeah, I mean, listen, you heard something you weren't supposed to hear. You can't unhear it. Don't make it worse by talking about it and trying to say that, we can do something different. You can't.
Right.
That ship has sailed. Just keep it to
guess
yourself.
what? Maybe next time, don't fucking eavesdrop on your wife and her friends. Learn your lesson.
And you got to expect there's going to be some shit talking.
When it's a bunch of girls.
And you may not know the same that would be if it was a group of guys, right? And they're all in there playing cards, maybe smoking cigars, all the typical shit. If the wife's sitting there listening to every nitpick, there's going to be some lies in there and stories.
Or some
exaggerations.
Yeah.
I mean, with guys, I know they'll be way exaggerated. I mean, everything's a lie, pretty much. The
Talking
guys
about grabbing pussy in locker rooms.
Yeah, but there'll be a piece of truth in every story, but that's it. The stories will be 90% bullshit.
And maybe she was just trying to like maybe her friends were like ribbing her for getting married so young or whatever. She's like, oh yeah.
Or maybe they were saying they wanted more, and she's just trying to like agree with them.
It could be just completely innocent. Like she was just trying to go, It's whatever. Don't eavesdrop on your wife next time.
I'm a John. Don't say a damn thing. You're an idiot if you say something, sir. In my opinion.
Y'all change my mind.
Yeah, it won't end well.
All right. Well, we can wrap it up there. I think we covered everything that we wanted to cover. This was fun as shit.
Oh, that's fun. I'm tired. It's 10:05. I've been yawning for like an hour. Why am I so old?
I don't know. We are old. We were in bed last night at like 10:30. We're a million.
Oh, but there was like a thunderstorm, and it just made it so easy to go to. I was like, as soon as I heard that thunder, I was like,
oh, shit.
Love it.
Well, I hope everybody is. I appreciate everybody that did chime in with us live. But I hope you're all ready for Thursday. I think it's going to be a fucking blast. I think it's going to be a different flavor, even so, than the first three, which have been amazing. They've done super well. But this one's going to have a different smell and taste, I think, just, because it's got some different stuff to offer. So I'm excited. I think, like I said, Jody B's put money on John, that this is his time to be due.
I'll try to do you proud, Jody.
We will see. Amy Lyle is probably the biggest hustler, hardest working person I've ever seen. She's made herself, and she's a tireless worker. She's fucking insane. So it's going to be great. I can't wait. You guys got anything else? John, you got anything new going on that you want to add? Or you?
I'm just doing that show Revive Live. It's on the Castbox app. You can download it on your phone, Android or iPhone. Every day, 1 o'clock weekday from 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern time. We're there with a live show. It's parent-centric. I work clean, believe it or not.
Yeah, I was going to say it. I've listened to it, and if everybody that loves John, it's a different take on John. I enjoy it. It's definitely the first one I listened to, that first episode, the day that you sent me the link, I finally got to it. I was like, damn, this is different. And then I've listened to it, and I've enjoyed the shit out of it. So.
Is it not on like Apple Podcast or anything you go back and listen to afterwards?
It is out as a podcast afterwards, but but you can come in and live and be part of the chat and call in and stuff like that. So and as a podcaster, if you want to try that, go to castbox.fm. You can use the desktop and you can have your podcast go out live there. They have over 6 million people that use that app. And anytime that you're live casting, you can bring in a bunch of people. And it's a good way to, send or introduce your podcast to another audience.
And it's audio only? It's not video?
It's audio only. Okay. It's free, which podcasters love. And afterwards, you have a recording, an MP3 recording that you can use. So if you have a problem with interviewing people, you can bring them in through the app and interview it that way. It's just something to try out.
Hey,
Nice.
babe, tell them about the new website for Civilized Creatures. What's
Oh,
that?
civilizedcreatures.com. That's where you can go and find information and all the socials for all the awesome shows on our network. And we got some links in there, I think, for buying some shit too.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
give
Got
us
some Amazon affiliation links
Yeah.
going up there. Use those. Support all the shows on the network. That supports all of us. So
Yep.
we got some more things we're working on there as a network, but all good things. What's our socials too, babe, for us? It's sad that I don't know all of them. Like the actual at and shit.
Follow us at Married as Fuck on Twitter and Married AF Podcast on Insta and Facebook.
Beautiful.
And
All
then
right.
email marriedafpod@gmail.com.
Booyah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we'll holler at all y'all. Thanks for joining us. Dickety doo-dahs.